Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GrayManPrepping. It is time for Tech and More tonight, and tonight's topic is items you might have overlooked in your prepping. How's everybody doing out there? Got Mark up here with me, but he's also he's doing this with one eye, and his other eye he's watching the circus going on with the clown trying to deal with the businessman, also known as the debates. And hang on, my light's not working right. There we go. So, all right. Let's see who else here. I know there's more people coming in all the time here. Yeah, I got a couple more coming in. So let me go up to the top and say hello to everybody. First one in was Shady Hill Homestead, followed by Mark, then Tammy, Rebel Canners, Mother Earth Garden Club, Phelan Clan Wolf, Walt Rogers is next. From north of the border, it's the Marshmallow Man, Lewis. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Utah Mike. And then Mark came in on his other channel as well. Chef Tech, Diana 2 is here. Everybody's talking, so I'm skimming through it. Moon Over Miami's in the house. Claude Ortega. And Lee at Cold War Preppers in the house. Thank you very much, Lee, for watching the ads. So, tonight's topic, items you might have overlooked. I was looking back, and the last time I covered this was 3.5 years ago. In other words, shortly after the Red Dragon reared its ugly head, and the dictatorial powers that be tried to suppress everybody. So, I got a bunch of things to cover on this, so we're going to jump in on it. But some of the comments coming up there, I did add to it. And we'll talk about those when we get to those here. But let's go over and look at some of these here. And you'll probably think of a whole bunch of different things as we get going that is like, oh, what about this? Type it in bold in the chat if it's an item we should be looking at. Come on, let's go. There we go. Boom. All right. So now this is aimed mainly at preppers. And then right behind preppers, it's aimed at homesteaders. There will be some items I'm going to say, yeah, that's nice, but that's not a long-term item. And there are some clues in here, and when I get to those, I will mention, and you'll see what I mean. All right, garden tools. I know a lot of preppers don't have garden tools, but homesteaders do, and prepsteaders do as well. And for you, what's a prepsteader? A prepsteader is a somewhere between a homesteader and a prepper. And hey, Lewis. And so they fall in there. And things that people do have garden tools, they don't have extras. The example for shovels around here, just here, not counting what's in California with a staff sergeant. Here I got 3 round nose long handles, 2 square nose long handles, 2 round nose short handles, 1 square nose short handle, 1 potato fork type thing short handle, a bunch of different types of rakes, a bunch of different types of snow shovels, scoop shovels, and I use those for moving straw and manure around, and wood chips. Replacement parts, I got extra D-ring handles to go on the different things. Well, I got 2 different hula hose. I got 3 different regular hose here because when I start using it, the grandsons want to use a hoe too. So, and that's not counting the shovels and garden tools I got for the grandsons. And so I'm like, oh, pickaxes. I got several pickaxes here, and I got about 4 spare pickaxe handles as well sitting out in the shop. We also have other uses as well. If you ever saw the movie Pale Rider, you'll know what I'm talking about. Nothing like a good piece of hickory.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
All right, it's cold.
Yeah.
And if you got tools and if they have wood handles, you might want to learn a new skill and figure out how to make a new handle if you need one.
And something to go along with that I didn't put on in the list here anywhere. Some outdoor UV resistant polyurethane, like Evercoat, Clear Coat, Diamond Coat, any of those to spray on the handles to make them waterproof and keep them from splintering on you. You can also use something like neat's foot oil, some of the other oils you rub into the wood.
Tongue oil works.
Yeah.
Maybe beeswax. That's another finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a finish. It's a wood protector that soaks into the wood to keep it from weathering. And it's not really UV protection, but it's to keep it from getting so dry that it splinters and then breaks.
Okay, I'm jumping over to the side chat here to see. Okay, Lee said long handles, short handles. Yeah, replacement for both. Snow shovels, plows. Yep. Spade forks. I talked about that. The potato fork shovel thing. And did the staff sergeant give me an entrenching tool? No, I had entrenching tools a long time before I knew her, from when I was in Cub Scouts. Yeah, some guys do use old motor oil. I'm saving used motor oil for when I have to put any of the the large limbs that I still saved that didn't get cut up into sections, so I can coat those with several coats before I stick it in as a fence post.
Yeah, little used motor oil, little diesel fuel mixed in.
Yeah.
Thin it down so it soaks it in real well.
Yeah. Linseed oil, that was the other one.
Yeah, you can use mineral oil too.
Yeah. And files or the grinding stones, the angle grinders, or you have a Dremel, a bunch of the different little sanding discs to sharpen tools and stuff as well. There's a whole bunch of different things you put on there. And Kaylin's in the house now. Rasps are going to go for something else, but yeah. You can use rasps to make your own handle. Yeah. All right, sewing machines. Now with sewing machines and parts, I have my mom's Netchi sewing machine from before I was born that she won on Queen for a Day, if anybody knows what that is. And the brass pivots on it, hinge pivots, because it's in a big cabinet. It lowers down into the cabinet. The top closes over the top of it, and it just looks like a little 3-drawer dresser. That's the way that the chair that slides into it is set up and looks like. But so far, I have I think I've replaced 3 pair of those hinges. The first time I was about 10 years old when I replaced it for my mom, and then I've replaced them twice since I've had it. So now the next ones I'm going to find a machine shop around here that will machine stainless steel instead of the soft brass. That way it'll last a bit longer. Yep. That's something else I didn't put on here, but yeah, I'm going to address kits later on here. If I remember everything I'd like. Okay.
Yeah, Trenel sewing machine. Because if you have no power, you can still sew.
Yeah. Who was it? One of the channels was going through their hoarding barn, cleaning it out so they could use it, and they found either his or hers grandmother's treadle sewing machine with all in the nice corner, nice, it works. They just, it just got put over there once they had electricity and got an electrical one. Anyways, so sewing machines.
Isn't there those handheld sewing things with batteries?
Yeah, but the reason why I'm not going to that is you want something that's going to be good for the long term. I mean, something like that might be in your camping gear to sew up tarps or whatever, if you or the seam on the tent if it gets ripped. Sewing machines as well. All right, so my wife has 2 regular sewing machines, and she has a serger besides my mom's machine. So she can the t-shirts, the special seam it has around for the sleeves attached. Her machines sew those. So she can make t-shirts. What we got here? And the next one here is that kind of looks like this describes my mom's netchi. All right. Let's see here. Next one here. All right. Extra USB chargers. The once you plug into the wall and you plug your little charger cable into it so you can charge your phones or your chargeable lights or anything else. That is something, just because it's going to be whatever doesn't mean the power is going to go down right away. And if you got some solar panels where you're able to have a power station where you can get 120 volts out to do certain things, you're going to want to be able to charge because you're still going to want to have your to be able to take pictures with your cell phones or movie cameras or whatever else. And some people have those rechargeable lights that they need to plug in, or they even have the like I picked one up. I haven't done a video on it yet. It's a block about this big that has 2 jumper cables on it, so you can go, jump start the car or whatever. It worked great on the tractor. I had to get the new battery for the tractor, but it charges with a USB charger. So there's a lot of things in this modern day and age that we get using that needs to be charged by USB charger. And they even have those now, the little air compressors to charge up your tires on bicycles, cars, trailers, whatever. Yes, Mark.
So the season is like coming to an end for summer. Guess what's on sale? Solar power patio lights.
Yep.
And you can pick up a box of 12 of them, and literally I would suggest taking out the crappy batteries they use. Put some good batteries in it and just put them out and let them charge up in the sun. Shut the switch off so it doesn't turn on when it gets dark. And then you have rechargeable lights. You just put them in the house. You don't put a post on it or anything. Just unscrew it off. And that helps. The caps usually come off. And you can just use the cap, flip it upside down, aim it at the ceiling. It'll illuminate a whole room with that little tiny AA battery.
Yeah. And you can get some of them come with the nickel metal hydroxide batteries. Some now are even coming with the
iron phosphate.
Not the iron phosphate, just the ion lithium.
No, lithium ion,
lithium ion. So,
well, they come with they usually come with crappy lightweight batteries, but you can buy one and they pop out.
Yeah, they come with the crappy nickel metal hydroxide batteries.
Yeah.
But and let me see here. Also, a USB a solar hub. That, and I've shown that before. You can get one on Amazon relatively cheap. Comes with its own little solar panel on it. They can charge like 8 or 9 double A's or triple A's, And he has some ports to put in the rechargeable 9-volt batteries as well. All right. Next thing, moving on here. Oh, stainless steel mess kits, cups. The metal cups, that the stainless steel cups. I have a whole mess of them from Scouts that the troop wanted to get with the newer plastic crap because it was lighter weight. But now I'm learning all the crap that's coming off those plastic cups, and it's like, oh, I got the stainless steel ones here.
I still got my Sierra cup from Boy Scouts with the little metal loop handle you can hang on your belt, and you can boil water in it. And yes, I burned my lips many times after cooking hot oatmeal and then trying to take a sip out of it with that thing about glowing red. Dumbest thing I ever, learn real quick. Yeah, just because your coffee's boiling and you got coffee or hot cocoa, yeah, you may not want to drink it out of that cup right away because that metal gets hot.
All right. Aiden here has made it in here. Suzanne Galley is here. Also, Muskoka. Oh, I can't pronounce it. There it is. Hi. And who else came in? Sumi. All right. Those stainless steel cups, you can pick those up relatively cheap at mini thrift stores and stuff like that. Now, here's one that's going to throw everybody for a loop, especially non-homesteaders, canning supplies. Because I've yet to hear a dyed-in-the-wool prepping channel say, get canning supplies because you're going to be growing food. You're going to need to can it. They all talk about, oh, I got 5 years of freeze-dried food, and I got all these number 10 cans of beans and Cheese Whiz and all this other stuff. Yeah. What about
Cheese Whiz? I don't even stockpile Cheese Whiz. What a waste of time.
What are you going to do after you've run out of all your freeze-dried food and stuff? You're going to need the canned food you grow in the summertime, which they should be doing anyways, just to practice it. Okay, we just dropping back here real quick. All right. Muskoka. Okay. All right. There's the way you pronounce it. Muskoka.
Oma.
Yeah.
Oma. Muskoka Oma. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Unless it's Celtic, I have a hard time with it.
You government people have a problem reading. No, I'm just kidding.
I had that problem before I became government.
You and Corsair, both of you.
Yeah. All right. So the next one, canning supplies. Okay, this one is also going to throw people for a loop. Spray foam insulation. The cans of Great Gap or any of the other, polyurethane spray foam. People ask, why? My answer is, why not? You know how many times I've needed to patch something quick, and that's what I need to use? Oh, we got mice coming in. All right, we'll spray the hole where the mice are coming in, throw some ground glass on top of it, spread it a little more, and the mice won't come in there no more. But foam insulation is good for sealing stuff up, and especially if you got problems and you need to seal gaps, in structure or whatever, that's great for that. Savage Lee, all right, a man after my own heart. All right, next page. Okay, manual air compressor. Now, what do you think I'm talking about? A manual air compressor?
A bicycle pump.
No, not a bicycle pump, but you're close. A 3-stage high pressure pump that looks like a bicycle pump.
What?
Because if you need to pump, if there's no power, you need to pump up a little air tank to do something. You got kids, you put them on that 3-stage pump, and they're going away, and they can get 120 pounds or more like 4,500 pounds pressure out of that sucker, but you can fill up an air compressor for, tank where you can do some stuff with your air tools and stuff. Because and if you happen to have like a 1 ton or a ton and a quarter, ton and a half, truck, generally those tires are 65-pound pressure tires. You're going to have a heck of a time trying to do that with a regular bicycle pump. Yeah, I keep mine first in, first out, dated on them, and so yeah, I'm always using those things. I probably buy 4 or 5 cans a year. All right. Yes, there's the foot pump one. Yeah, those it looks like you got a little pump thing on it, and the foot thing on it goes up and down on it to pump air. Yeah, that works good too.
You got the bigger foot pump ones for doing like air mattresses and stuff. Not a lot of pressure, but you get a lot of volume out of it.
Okay. Let me see if I can find the answer. I got a picture here for this. Okay, is it gonna? It's in one of two of my lists here, so I got to look here. Not wrong one. That one. Okay, let's look at this one here. All right, here's a cheap one by Benjamin. Yeah, it kind of looks like a bicycle pump, but you look at the base of that thing, that ain't no wimpy bicycle pump. That thing will do 4,500 pounds pressure. So, yeah, it's not cheap either. And let me see if I can find the other one here real quick here. Go out of the huntings, air rifles and air bows and stuff, and go down to tactical. I think I have some in here. Down here farther. Where did I pull them all out of here? Here's the 12 volt one. You can also get a 12 volt high pressure one. They'll do either 12 volt or 120 volt. Plug it in. If you happen to have a solar panel, you run off a solar panel. Okay, let's see, where else are we here? Faraday bags. Faraday bags look similar to the Mylar bags, only they're about 5 to 6 times as thick. They got a double Ziploc seal on them, and you can take one. They come in all sorts of different sizes. You can take one, a small one, put your cell phone in it, zip it, make sure it's sealed, toss it in the microwave, put it in there 5 minutes, take it out, and the cell phone is totally unaffected. It'll work perfectly. But so that's for when you want to store, just in case you're thinking about the big bad CME with the EMP after it. That way you want to get one of these 2, 4, 6, 8 terabyte hard drives and keep that in those. You got to pick up a cheap laptop. You can pick up like I did, a Dell for $132 off of Amazon that's been refurbished, and you pick up a cheap printer for $59, $79. So you can still keep doing stuff, computer wise, if there happens to be a EMP.
You can make a Faraday. You can make a Faraday can too. I mean,
yeah,
ammo boxes are great Faraday cans, except there is a seal, and you need to still have your stuff inside in another type, like a Mylar bag or a couple Mylar bags.
Yeah,
just to make sure, and it's waterproof and EMP proof and all that. So,
yeah, the thing is, most of to build a Faraday bag that'll fit. You can buy Faraday bags that'll fit a printer. An all-in-one printer scanner like I have here in the office here. You can get a laptop to go inside, a couple laptops to go in one of the medium-sized bags. So there's it's a lot easier to go ahead and just buy some of those, pack it up, and then put that whole thing inside of a homemade trash can Faraday bag, Faraday cage. That way you're sure everything's going to be safe. Siphon hoses. Siphon hoses. Different types of siphon hoses. Everyone thinks, oh, you cut off a 5-foot length of garden hose, you stick it in the gas tank of a car. Fuck yeah, I got gas. No. Yeah, that's one type. But there's some really cool ones out there that you don't have to suck on them because they have a little floating check valve at the bottom. So you stick it down into water, gasoline, whatever, and you just wiggle the back and forward as the wiggling action gets fluid to pump up into it until it finally siphons out the end. So whether you're doing water or gasoline or diesel fuel, whatever it is, a couple good siphon hoses are important to have in case in case you need to get those type of liquids, whatever they are.
So siphoning water is one thing. Siphoning diesel out of a large truck, not hateful because it's an open, you can see the fuel. Siphoning gasoline out of any car post 1983, good luck. Because they put baffles in the pickups to keep people from stealing gas from what was going on back in the 70s and the 80s. And you're not even going to get a 1/4-inch semi-firm tube down into that thing because there's so many baffles in there, and the tanks are plastic, so you're better off just whatever. I'm not going to get into it. We'll get
better off going down underneath a hole in the top of the tank and sticking your hose in there.
If you can get to it, depending on the make, model, and all that, not going to go there because we'll get booted.
Let's see. Okay, so I talked about putting the external hard drives in the Faraday bag. So there's our external hard drive again. Because that goes along with the next one as well. Hard and soft copies of books, manuals, important documents type stuff. Because sometimes, how do I put this? If you have to bug out from where you're at, you're not going to want to carry 600 pounds of books. You'd rather carry, 6 ounces of external hard drive with all those books on it. But but still, for your main, wherever you're going to be sheltering in place, or if you have a vacation cabin or whatever to go to, that's going to be your bug out location. Ahead of time, move books up there. And if you're moving books up there, something that's not on the list here that I just thought of, silverfish bait traps. Because silverfish like coming out of nowhere and eating books. So you got the silverfish bait traps. Along with that, are the new safe mothballs that aren't the old nasty chemical stuff that your great grandmother used. All right. Next thing on here. Let's see here. Surveyor ribbon. Now, what is surveyor ribbon? Well, it kind of looks like electrical tape, but it comes in green, yellow, blue, red, orange, white, and when the surveyor's out there and they're setting up like surveying where a sewer line's supposed to go, they'll put stakes along it, and they'll tie on the top of the stakes some ribbon to try to get the attention of the truck driver. Say, hey, don't drive over this idiot, which they do anyways. Which brings me to my nephew's favorite joke.
You forgot one kind of tape.
I'm just talking about the surveyor ribbon tape.
Okay. Well, okay. This is one thing that maybe you'll think about. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. My nephew's favorite joke is if you're lost out in the middle of nowhere and you got a pocket knife, make sure you have some surveyor tape in your pocket. Because all you need to do is whittle a grade stake, drive it in, tie a couple ribbons to it. Next thing you know, a trucker will come and drive over it. Hey, Pat Small, how's it going? I've been around, Pat. It's just, occasionally I've missed a couple Saturdays, like once a month. I'd miss a Saturday, but I've been around. All righty. Surveyor ribbon, small bells. When I say small bells, I mean like the ones that are about like 3/4 inch diameter, like little jingle Christmas bell type ones.
Get them at the craft store.
At the craft store, yeah. Those are great for a warning system.
Yep.
Or just a notification if you have it hooked up to a
fishing line.
Some sort of fishing line. I was thinking more along the line of a snare or a figure 4 rockfall trap, something to catch a small animal. If you hear a tiddling, oh, we may have something. So that's the idea of doing small bells, or you put it out around the perimeter with a fishing line. You have bells on it, and someone bumps into it, jingle, 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 and everyone knows who's there. Oh, small cowbell, yeah. You can get find a small cowbell that works too. All right. Next one here. Okay. Crossbows. I know everybody first thing say, oh, defense, and everybody's going to think freedom sticks or cordless hole punchers.
Yeah, but they're not very quiet.
Yeah. But and that's things most people don't think about: crossbows, cross pistols, and tying right into it with slingshots. I actually saw a real cool one today, and I have grandkids here. I was watching some reels and went right on by. I saw, oh, that's going by, and I should have looked at it better. Basically, it had this funny looking disc. He had his hands on it, and then he took an arrow, stuck it through the front, came through the back. The whole thing was only about that thick. So he grabbed it with his hands, stuck it through, and there had a like surgical tubing on the back, and pulled back, and then so basically that was his bow. Was a surgical tube bow. All right, but slingshots, bows for obvious reasons, self-defense and hunting. The crossbows, cross pistols, and stuff for that. Slingshots can be used for hunting as well, but they can also be used for communications. If you're up somewhere and you need to get an antenna for your ham radio up high so you can reach out farther, well, you just get yourself what's called a cable J-pole. Get some nylon twine. You shoot a metal nut or whatever up into the tree. It goes up, and then you pull up the cable J-pole, which is made from like old-fashioned antenna cable. The two wire for it. And you can use it for almost 2 meter, 220, 440, and 6 meter ham radios.
Yeah, start small, fishing line, pull up another piece of twine, a little bigger.
Yeah,
just keep pulling up until you can pull up the whatever heavy thing you need to slide up there.
Yeah. Hang on, let me look at one other thing here. Yeah. Okay. Come on, get over it. There we go. For the adapters for the slingshots, you can get these whisker biscuits that you can use on a slingshot as well to shoot arrows out of a regular slingshot. You mount on the front and goes out the front on them. They got different ones for different things. They got a whole bunch. There's a bunch more, but yeah, all sorts of neat ones like that, called whisker biscuit. All right. So next thing, extra fishing line. Lots of extra fishing line. You can never have too much extra fishing line.
Even if you don't fish and you're not near a lake, fishing line is great. Good 10-pound test. And then you can always double it and make it 20 and triple it and make it 30 and quadruple it and make it 40.
Yeah. The other thing too with the fishing line and the bells from the last slide, there's your Sentry warning system.
You just don't want to run that fishing line so far where it's in with you, because if somebody trips it and they hear the bell 100 feet away, they're going to know where you are.
Yeah.
You want it somewhere where you can hear it and maybe they can hear it, but somewhere neutral where you hear it and they're like, oh, it's over there, and they run over there. Well, at least you know where they went.
Yeah. Well, usually, like if I hook some of that up, as the line goes around, I'm going to have bells so many feet apart. So when I hear the bell, oh, they're over in that area over there.
Yeah.
So the bell doesn't come into the camp. The bell's out there on the line, out where they hit it. I know where they're at. All right, next thing that goes along with that is line weights, the different size of line weights to use for getting. If you got tarps and you need to make some sort of a tarp shelter, you got your fishing line, you got your slingshot, you put a little weight on there, shoot it up over, pull your comes down, you tie some rope on it, pull it up, you pull your tarp up and suspend your tarp for rain shelter or whatever. Binoculars. I'm surprised, some channels push, oh yeah, you need to have the, the 50 by 75, binoculars, or the ones that have the infrared on them, or the ones that have the UV on them, you just need some, if you're going all full combat mode, but normally you just need some regular binoculars, several pair, to pass around to people in your group so they can see farther out than they normally could and make out what's going on. This one is going to confuse people. The next one, incandescent light bulbs, if you can find them. Every of the old type incandescent light bulbs I took out from the house across the street and the shop here, I saved every one of them. Because now to get them, they're because the salesman wants you to go to the LED ones because they're safer and they're greener, and but they don't talk about all the metals and stuff on the LED to make it work that are more toxic than what's in a incandescent lamp.
You ever read the fine print on the little piece of paper that comes with a LED bulb?
Scary.
The frequencies and things, and there's all kinds of stuff that you buy this and you accept our terms of agreement. It's like getting an app on your phone. So read into that one of these days. Yeah,
but the interesting thing is most of those have been ruled invalid in court because nobody takes the time to read all this fine print crap.
Right, but the fact that they tell you what's going,
the other
it's not
stuff.
What the court says, it's what they tell you this thing is capable of.
Yeah.
So
All right. Let's see. I got to go back up this one here. I think my instructions were important as they're all printed upside down or backwards.
I bought a box of nails to do the left side of my house, and every one of them, the head was on the wrong end, so I had to throw them away.
Yeah, you can get incandescent appliance bulbs. They can't make those LEDs to survive inside of an oven.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. All right, magnifying glasses. Now, magnifying glasses, I got a magnifying glass sitting on the bathroom counter right here. my two youngest grandsons come in. They're always picking it up and always looking at the finger with it. They come over and grab my hand. They start looking at my hand with it. Educational for them. Make it. You can see the gears going in their head as they're looking at it, going, wow. And the gears are just going in their head. Don't know what they're thinking, but the gears are going. That's a good sign.
They haven't found the anthill outside yet.
No anthills around here. We got vinegar. Take care of the anthills.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
They haven't found any bugs with a magnifying glass.
They're not allowed to take any of the magnifying glasses outdoors either.
That's
good. Not with the amount of weeds in the properties around us. So yeah, magnifying glasses. Now, besides just the regular magnifying glass, they have the hood ones that have the magnifying glasses, so you can get, so you can look at, oh, I got a splinter there. So you're not trying to hold the magnifying glass while you're trying to dig out a splinter.
Yep. So if you have a good pair of binoculars, as long as you keep it dust free, you can unscrew the main optic lens off one of the sides, because they usually come apart, and you can use that for a magnifying glass and just put it back on your binoculars.
Yep. But it's better, instead of having to do that, just pick up some magnifying glasses at Wally World.
Go buy a 6-pack of Miller Lite or Miller and break the bottle open and take the bottom of it, which is generally that shape. They used to be that shape. Now, who the hell knows?
Yeah,
but you can
they're plastic.
You can use a bottle. Hell, you can use a plastic bag to make a fire full of water.
Yeah.
But
all right, next item here: steel wool. Not the SOS pad, but similar, just steel wool without the soap in it. There's 101 uses for that stuff, including starting fires with a 9-volt battery. You take that into spray foam insulation, and you can seal up holes, and mice and rats try to chew through it. That steel wool's going to bleed them out. Extra drill bits. I'm in the opinion you can never have too many kits of extra drill bits. I'll go to Harbor Freight when they're on sale, and I'll pick up, they have the little package, and it has all from the tall to the short ones with the quick connect bits on it. I'll get 2 or 3 of those, and they'll last me 2 or 3 years, and then I go back and get another bunch of them. But extra drill bits is always a good thing to have. On the side note with that, also check out at Harbor Freight or one of the other places, the hand crank drill. And you can put those drill bits in it and just, and it works. Crazy glue or similar type glue.
Nail glue. Pick the glue.
There's something crazy glue. It can be used in emergencies as for sealing wounds up. Doc Bones and Nurse Amy was on my channel, and they talked about that.
When was crazy glue invented? During what war?
I'm not sure. All I know is as a kid, I used to watch the guy hanging from his hard hat on the I-beam.
Yeah, I used to read the label, and the first thing it says is bond skin instantly.
Yeah. And the hospitals use that sometimes. They have it in there. They need to seal something up, and rather than put clamps and stuff on it, they'll put a little clamp on it, glue it, and give it a couple seconds, and let the clamp go. And
you just got to make sure there's no blood coming out. So tourniquets are great. You put a tourniquet, stop the bleeding for about 8 seconds, dry it off. Put some crazy glue on that big flap of skin. Yeah, not on your neck. Put some crazy glue on that flap of skin, and then let it dry, and then take the tourniquet off. You may have a little bubble coming out. Don't ask me how I know, but I've done it a few times in my life.
But yeah, there's crazy glue and other type of glues for a bunch of different things, but besides medical and non-medical things, there are also that other type of non-glue UV activated bonding agent. So you put it on there, you put the stuff a couple drops on it. Yeah, but I got several. I I tell you, that stuff, sometimes the crazy glue wouldn't work. That stuff does.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing, which most people don't think about, closed circuit TV cameras. You can get some cheap ones. Harbor Freight again. I do not own stock in Harbor Freight. I got a whole mess of them from Harbor Freight for my haunted house. And I tell you, they're inexpensive. They come with microphones on them and infrared. So they work good at night. And hey, a lot of them take the old-fashioned phone wire with the plugs, for your princess phone to move around the house. Same type of wire. Just plug it in, get more feet out of it.
So you want to know a fun tip?
Uh-huh.
If you have two cell phones, preferably an iPhone or not, whatever, but the iPhone, if you video chat or whatever the video thing is, your other phone, and you mount it or just lay it on the back of your vehicle looking at the ball hitch, you can watch your other phone and back up to your trailer and be right there every time and not have to go buy this newest, latest, greatest, whatever thing. Just say, hey, honey, give me your phone a minute. And you call her on video chat and you just let her sit there and hold it. You can do that instead of little left, little right. Just put it there and aim it, put it on the trailer hitch and aim it at your truck or your car, and you can back up. I do it all the time. It's great. I use my iPad and my phone. It's awesome.
Yeah, the CCD video cameras have all sorts of cool adapters for them now, where you can plug it right into your laptop and watch on your laptop. So, all right, next thing, a bucking saw. Bucking saw generally are those ones that one guy on each end. You're cutting the logs out there; it's all down. You cut it to lengths to chop, then split it for firewood and stuff. But they also use bucking saws to make beams and all sorts of other things too. But you don't have to get a big 2-man one. They have shorter ones, like 3 foot and 4 foot lengths on it, that you can get out there that you need to cut wood.
Yeah, those are not cheap either, unless you find a used one at an auction. But then you better know how to sharpen it.
Yeah, I found some really good videos on YouTube here showing exactly the proper way to sharpen those by hand.
But when YouTube is offline and you got a buck saw, that's
why you watch it and you learn beforehand and you practice sharpening it beforehand.
Wait, what do you call that again? Oh yeah, learn a new skill.
Yes, exactly.
It's like sharpening your chainsaw blade with a 3/16 file, knowing the angle and everything you got to do by hand without some wacky adapter, and know how to do that and just keep a file in your bag.
Yeah. The tree guys that are out here taking it down, they had the old man had a file when his big chain got thing. He sat down there. It's going fast.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the thing sharpened, in about 5 minutes. He had that big, 4 foot chain, 4 foot bar with the chain on it, sharpened. So that's 8 foot of chain sharpened in about 5 minutes. Okay. Along with a bucking saw, is a tree wedges for cutting stuff down. I thought I had, it may be on the next page here. So I was just throwing stuff in here together as I was thinking about things that people don't think. Tree wedges are great for a lot of different things, including if you need to level a shed out. You drive the metal wedges in there, get it blocked up, then you can pull it out if you don't have a jack. Sledgehammers, 4 pound, which is called a hand drilling hammer. 6 pounds, 8 pounds, which is your normal one with the long handle. 12 pounds, 16, and 20 pound sledgehammers. I got them all because they're not all for the same thing. It's like you don't use an 8 pound sledgehammer to put a nail in the wall to hang a picture. Well, you can,
but you may not have a wall left when you're done.
You may not have fingers left either. You may be missing a thumb and a finger. But so each one has a specific purpose, and yeah, I mean, not only do I have one in each size, my son now has a 4, a 6, an 8, and a 16. He doesn't have the 12 or the 20 yet. But next page. Okay, I do have that here on here. All right, here's one where a lot of people are shy on. The written the written plan binder. They have plans for whatever type of event, how they're going to do it. They don't put it written down in a binder. Got to do that. Now, the next one right under that, the family illness injury plan. I added that this morning because I got a text message from my wife. Her mom fell at she was doing volunteer work at the diocese, and she was up on the little the steps up. I'm not sure what it's called. And she went to step down, and she missed the step, and she fell and broke her hip yesterday. Ow. So my wife, the staff sergeant, is down there in Fremont, staying with her.
Did she bring the crazy glue?
Nope.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, she's they got a it was said they got her kind of bound up and stuff, so she can still walk and stuff, and it's kind of hold everything in place, but so she can still move, because I'm not sure if it's just a hairline fracture or whether it's a complete fracture. But yeah, she's down there with her, and she's not happy. She's having to sleep in the recliner down there, so she can be close to her mom in case her mom hollers in the middle of the night. Oh, yes. Thank you, Kaylin. Rubber mallets.
Yep.
Yes. They have the smaller ones, and they have the bigger ones. I got both.
I got the one from my dad that was used to put wheel covers and hubcaps back on. And it also has the metal little pry bar on the other side to pop the wheel covers off. And you'd be amazed what you can use that for 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
They didn't know that back in the 60s, but hey, works now.
Yep. All right. Okay, next thing, chainsaws. I got all three. I got a couple of gas McCulloch chainsaws. I got a cordless Ryobi with a 12-inch bar on it. And I got a couple of corded, plug it into the outlet. I got a McCulloch and a Win. I got
a Craftsman from 1983, 2 of them, electric 12-inch chainsaws. I put 16-inch bars on those things because, they built them well back then. And I put a 16-inch bar. I took down a 24-inch willow tree with an electric Craftsman chainsaw that the oiler didn't work. So I sat there spraying it with WD-40 about every 3 minutes as the chain got a little hot, and took the whole thing down. I think I put it on my my GoPro too.
Yeah. Oh, along with that, hang on. I got to pull something up here. The
new electric chainsaws are junk. The old ones, you can find a good old one that's like 10, 15, 20 years old that still works. Fix it and use it, because those electric motors had more balls than the new ones do. They're like, oh, it's a 2 horsepower. It's like a winch. I got a 1.25 ton winch from 1935. That thing will pull 5 tons.
Yeah. For your chainsaws, if the oiler's not working, these work great. You fill it up with the chainsaw oil, and if you got a screwdriver, if you got gloves on, you just pick the chain up a little bit and give a couple squirts on the top of the bar in the little channel there, and Oh, yeah. All right. So it's 5% off, and you can get a 5% coupon on it too. Cool.
You get them at Harbor Freight.
This is Amazon, so yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I got a couple of the old bottom bubble oil cans where you just go ba-dunk, 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 and shoots out whatever oil you stuck in there.
Now, from here on, it all got added once people were talking in the chat. Phelan Khan Wolf mentioned right off the bat, Scout Handbook and Field Manual.
Yep.
Pick up a hard copy. The handbook is what a scout has to go through has all the things they got to do for first aid, all the different required merit badges and stuff, a lot of that stuff, a lot of information in there. The field manual is just that, out in the field, out actually doing camping, hiking, orienteering, and stuff like that. The field manual is you probably get 2 or 3 scouts in a troop that ever get the field manual, at a time. Tie down straps. Those orange tie down straps you get from Harbor Freight, Home Depot?
Ratchet straps.
Yeah. Well, some of them aren't ratchet. Some of them are the strap and it has the button. You just pull it and you pull on it and it kind of locks on it. It's a tension strap. But tie down straps come in the 1 inch wide, 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch, 2 inch.
And that's 3 inch if you go to a truck stop, you can get the 3 inch big ones. I got a couple of those for my trailer that were great.
Yep. All right. So tie down straps. Yeah.
Chains.
They come with different type of things. Now chains, 1/4 inch chains, 3/8 inch chains, and 1/2 inch. Your standard chains out there are the 3/8 ones. Oh, I forgot. There's 5/16 in there too.
5/16. I got 5/16. Bigger than 1/4, smaller than 3/8, 4,000 pound straight pull weight. I pull trees out of the woods with those. Yep.
Yeah. So there are times I have several 20-footers of the 1/4 inch ones because I don't need to use something other bigger. I just need something just to move something around a little bit, and I don't want to have the big old heavy chain lugging it. The 5/16 come in 2 different types. The 3/8 and the 1/2 inch come in 2 different types as well. There's your grade 60. Actually, there's 3 types: grade 60, grade 70, which is the ones that most of your truckers use, and the big trucks, the low beds that are hauling the big excavators and stuff, have the grade 80. You want to talk about
for holding down bulldozers to a flatbed? Yep.
Yes, that's got some massive hooks on them, and so I got all of them. I got all 4 sizes. I only have 2 of the 1/2 inch ones, though.
So you forgot what the Jeep community will call a snatch strap, which is usually a 25-foot long. It's got sewn loops on either end. You can hook it to somebody, and when you pull back, it'll actually stretch a little bit and not break stuff. Yeah. It's like a toe strap. Yep, but they're really long, a little thinner. And I got a bunch of those out at the farm. And
in construction, we also use those that are called them sling straps too, because you can take wrap it around the pipe, sling it, slide it through the eye of the one, hook on the bucket, pick it up.
Yep. And one thing I was going to bring it up earlier, I'll bring it up now. We're into the straps and the cords. Is mule tape. It's expensive. You don't want to buy a 1,000-foot roll because it'll cost you like $300. But mule tape is what they use when they're pulling cables through conduit for like 400 feet underground. Mm-hmm. That stuff is amazing. If you can go to one of those, I forget the name of it. It's like they have like used building supplies and stuff. People donate.
All you need to do is find an electrician and make friends with them, where they go out to the.
Yeah, when they do that, yeah,
they use the spool of mule tape one
time. Yep,
and they throw it away.
Yep, you can take that stuff, roll it up. That stuff has like a 2,000, and it's small.
Yeah, it's like a small
it's like an inch wide and like a 16th thin.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can double, triple that stuff up and pull your buddy's Jeep out of a mud bog.
Yeah, one of the scouts' dads brought in one time a 5,000-foot spool of it.
Mm-hmm.
They were done using it. They were getting ready to throw it in the trash can. So I snagged it.
Yeah. It's great for hanging tarps, tents, you name it. Strapping, lashings, whatever you want to do. I wish they had that stuff when I was a Boy Scout.
All right. Got a question here. So what do we use chains for? So we talked a little bit about it. If you want trying to secure stuff down,
pulling stuff, depending on the vehicle.
You need to all right. One of the things we used the first major use that our family had for chains, my dad had a 10-foot piece of pipe that he bought, 2-inch pipe, cut 3 feet off it. So he had now a 7-foot piece of pipe. He took the hook off, snaked the 1/2-inch chain down through it, put the hook back on it, and had he had about 15 feet of chain in and this pipe. And so what he'd do is, when he needed to tow somebody, instead of buying a big old expensive thing, he would hook the chain up around underneath in the back of the pickup and get it up and get it right up against the ball of the pickup, and then go to the front end of the car or the pickup he's towing, get it up against the
front frame or the bumper,
behind the bumper, but on one of the A-frame.
Right.
Get it up there, run the chain over, and tie it in, and then put a binder on it, and we tow it. There was no slack and yank with that pipe in there. You put binders on it and you tighten it up so it wouldn't go. So you had a good tow on it there. Dragging logs.
You never had that occasion where you're pulling somebody out of a stuck spot with a chain, and they're giving it gas and you're giving it gas, and you get going and you hit the brakes and they slam right into the back of you because they forgot to hit the brakes.
That's why you wave out time and you tell them to hit the brakes first. And when you feel them hit the brakes and slow you down, then you hit the brakes.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to have somebody
smart. There's a science to it.
Yeah, you got to have somebody smart back there. Yeah.
Hauling logs. Cut down a tree and dragging the logs out. Do chains for that all the time. Don't use tow straps for that because they'll hit a rock or something and it'll just shear it right off. Throw a chain around it. Yeah, you can snag and pull several things out.
Yeah. Hey, the debate's about to start. I'm going to bail.
Okay. All right.
I'll see you later.
Oh, today's Tuesday. I think Lee went live. I'm not sure here. So binders, there are 2 types of binders. There's the tension binder, and then there's the ratchet binder for securing stuff down. Next one here. Hats. Most people don't think about getting multiple types of hats. Summer hats, winter hats, normal hats, ball caps, broad rim hats, whatever type hats, multiple ones so you are protected. Hard hats. Yeah. Now Walt mentioned horses. I think he was poking fun at me by saying horses because he knows how badly I want horses, but I can't afford them. But if you do have a horse, get extra horseshoes, nails, other gear, the rasp like Kaylin mentioned earlier, and all the tools you need to be a farrier and learn how to shoe horses yourselves. Yes. There we go. Extra hats for when your hat gets wet, gloves as well. Yeah. Kayla, you don't want to see the millionaire businessman versus the clown princess of Gotham, the giggler. So, we've had several people have mentioned things as well, so we're not going to add to it. We're a little bit over here, but hopefully, folks, this is giving you some ideas of things that, oh, wow. And there's probably a whole bunch more. The Your Prep for Today, playlist, Hang on. We are up to. Oh, wait a minute. It's on this computer over here. Your prep for today, 653 your preps for today videos are in that thing of different things, from notebooks to pencils to also to even paint pencils or paint pens, everything you might think of. There's not everything, there's a bunch of things in there, 650 things to think about of you may or may not need it. Oh, no. Okay, hang on. We're getting okay. Off. There are several videos where people take off and they were spraying it on their kids and stuff, and the overspray landed on the lawn. The next day, that lawn was dead there. There's some whole bunch of natural stuff, a lot better. I've seen several videos recently where they are using real, not imitation, vanilla, and just a pinch of cinnamon in with it, mixing it up and spraying that on, and mosquitoes are gone. So there's a lemongrass oil repellent, some of the other ones as well. But
eating garlic.
But any of the commercial mosquito repellent, no, don't use the commercial ones, or unless it's just strictly lemongrass oil and whatever type oil, the essential oils ones. Make sure you read all the ingredients on it, because whatever's in off it kills grass, and if you're spraying that on your skin, it's going to get into your skin. And there's a lot of different warnings out there now from doctors about not using it. Extra latches. I'm trying to think which type of latches there. Gate latches, door latches. If you're going to be setting stuff up, you're going to want to have extra latches, because if you're going to be building stuff after the balloon's gone up, you're going to need extra hinges, latches, and stuff like that. And Cold War Preppers on. Thank you, Suzanne, for putting the link to his live stream. Head on over there, folks. And we're going to wrap this up here. I'm not even going to go. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off here, and not go ahead with the what's coming up, other than see you on Thursday night at 10 Eastern for the Midnight Ride. All right, everyone. See you later.
Have a good night.